Hello again. It is Lunch with Lisa and it is Friday. And I'm just wondering if you guys can believe it is the fourth Friday that we have done this. I am just amazed that this much time has gone by. I think that we're all getting used to this working from home, and I'm going to start the poll that I have every day. How are you managing working from home? I love it. I hope I can work from home forever. It's working pretty well for now. And I can't wait to get back to the office. So while we wait for Elizabeth Lyons is our guest today. I'm super excited about her. A couple of things I just want to ask the audience, and that is, what do you want to hear about? We have a number of guests lined up for next week, but I've been sitting on some other webinars and I'm hearing that people really want to hear about how to better communicate with their teams during this time, that's still a struggle for people. I've heard leadership as a really big topic that people want to learn more about. How do they elevate during this time to be seen as a leader? We've heard about people asking actually about wills and put our lives together just in case something was to happen. I'm trying to think of some of the other things people have been talking about. Legal issues. Any legal issues related to business, related to their personal. I'm wondering, is that something we want to do on the webinar? Is that refreshing our brain? Not quite sure. But what I really would like is your feedback. So feel free to email me, Lisa.Nickerson@nickersoncos.com or lunchwithlisa@nickersoncos.com. And I would love to know, what do you want to hear about? Who do you want to see? Do you have recommendations of people who would be great for the webinar? Please let us know and come to us. And again, thank you for coming every day. I love to see people in the chat. It's amazing how I see a lot of the same people every day in the chat, which tells me that we're doing the right thing. The other exciting thing that we now have all of the webinars up on YouTube. So on the Nickerson channel, subscribe to the Nickerson channel. Every time we upload another one, you will get an alert that we have updated it. And I'm starting to watch more and more people come to the YouTube and be able to see the ones that they may have missed. So thanks so much. Again, Jeff Gulko just came on. Jeff is a great publicist in the music industry. Thanks so much for being a good friend of ours here at Lunch with Lisa. Elizabeth is back on. Elizabeth, I'm going to do your intro now. Elizabeth is a country music star. She had moved to Nashville at 18, and you wanted to break into the industry, and you interned with a music publishing company and started to make your contacts. Jeff refers to you as the hardest working woman in country music. And I know from the conversation that you and I had leading up to this, I love you already, and I am so excited for you to be here today. Your proven track record has made you one of the next women in country to watch. You have nearly 1 million streams on Spotify, 100,000 downloads, 2 number 1 and 4 number 2 iTunes country music videos. And I got an update today that your video 24 is on the cover of, not the cover, the front page of CMT. So we're going to be posting that link up, and you can see Elizabeth's video 24. You've been recognized by Macy's iHeart Rising Star Top 3, Country Music Association, Who's New to Watch, Music Road Discovery Artist, SiriusXM, The Highway on the Horizon, CMT Pure, and Discovery Artist. You have opened for numerous country stars, including Florida Georgia Line, Blake Shelton, Luke Bryan, Sam Hunt, and more. And you've played across festivals all over the U.S., including Summerfest, Country Fest, Country Jam. And you are going to tell us about your upcoming appearance on Band Together Benefit. So thank you for coming on. And Elizabeth,
Thank you so much.
I'm going to close our poll out really early on here. We only have a few responses. If a few more people want to throw them on there, I'd love to know where we are, because right now we're at 50%. It's working well from now, working from home. I say this every day, but I feel like the longer we go, the more people are getting used to this working from home. They're thinking, do I really want to commute again? This is kind of working out for me. Who knows, right? But for Elizabeth, I'm sure that you're getting, antsy and ready to tour again. I'm going to close this one out. 53% is saying they want to, it's okay for now. 33% would want to work from home, and 13% can't wait to get back to the office. The reason I'm closing this out so early is I want to say, let's figure out who's in our audience today. What is your favorite type of music? And you can pick more than one. Elizabeth. All right, we're gonna watch and see what we've got here.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to working from home, but this is the longest I've been home it's been, I think, 6 weeks here in New Orleans than I've ever been home, because usually I'm on the road traveling. So it's a little crazy. So it's a mix of not being able to travel is weird, but I'm used to working from home. But
and New Orleans was a big hot spot, so you absolutely had to be careful and stay in.
Exactly. I have not been leaving my apartment, only to go on walks or to go to the grocery store every 2 weeks. So yeah. How are you doing?
Well, I think, I like working from home. So, I feel like I do say that every week, that my team is hoping that I do definitely take us all back to the office at some point. But I like working from home. So I'm enjoying it for now. But, the great thing about Fridays, and it's become such a popular day of the week for our Lunch with Lisa, is because it's something different. And every Friday is so uplifting. I just saw Louis Bello come on, who was on our first week. Hi, Louis. And he also had a charity, and that he was able to benefit from Lunch with Lisa. So actually, will you start off talking about your big charity event that you have coming up and how this audience might be able to support you?
Yes. So I've been kind of involved in a few, but tomorrow in particular, I'm going to be, it's called the Band Together Benefit. And I was supposed to be playing French Quarter Fest here in New Orleans, and a bunch of the French Quarter Fest performers are going to be performing. It's from 3 to 6 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And we are raising money for musicians, which is, so important because, as you know, all these festivals and shows have been canceled. And so they don't have musicians don't have a means of an income right now. And music is so healing and important to our lives. And I obviously love music so much. So I hope to be able to, that we raise a lot of money tomorrow, and you can join us at bandtogetherbenefit.com, and it will be, and the link is showing up, which is so cool. But yeah, I look forward to being part of it. There's a lot of great Grammy winning artists that I just can't believe I'm a part of the lineup with all these top artists. And hopefully
from what I've heard, Elizabeth, they're super. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're having a little bit of glitching. So if I talk over you, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm sure those top artists are just as excited to have you there.
Yeah, my internet
the other thing.
So in and out. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, we're going to roll with it. We've had these issues before. As we know, Stacey Wells is on today, and boy, did we have some issues the other day, but we rolled with it. And the other thing I realized, I was being interviewed the other day by a music publication about having the Entertainment Friday Lunch with Lisa. And I realized that this is my opportunity to live vicariously through you. For those of you who know, my Bob is also a musician, and I did just steal this out of his office. Every week I have my props, which is so sad because I don't really know what to do with them. But he did say this was, what did he say? It's a Martin D1235. Yes, he said to tell you. So let's just pretend I know what to do with it. But I always have my prop. And now you can share with us because I certainly can't sing, and I wish I could play. And I just think that what you all do is great. And so I want to do anything I can to support you during this time. So tell us about 24 and tell us about your songs and what you're doing.
So, I have spent the last year or two really focused on writing and what I wanted to say to the world. And these songs that I've been writing, I hope to inspire people to believe in themselves, feel empowered, and to just be true to who you are. And 24 is my recent single, which you said is being played on CMT today, which is so exciting. And it's basically about, I wrote it when I was 24, the lyrics. I finished in Nashville, finished the song with Johnny Fong and Charlie Brennan and JD Pinto in New York City. And we recorded it in Nashville with Johnny Dibb, who's a producer. And, it's all about that journey of that you don't know what's next and the unknown feeling, which obviously we're all feeling right now. Particularly in your 20s, I feel like everyone's at different phases of life, whether you have a job or you know what you want to do with your life, or you don't know.
Elizabeth, in your 40s?
What?
Hold on. In your 40s, you don't know. In your 40s, you don't know either. Well, you're still just trying to figure it out. Like people ask me what I'm going to do when I grow up, and I'm still figuring that out.
Exactly. I think
anybody else with me on that?
Right? I mean, it's funny because I wrote this song just about how I was feeling and thought that people in their 20s would feel the same way. But I've learned that at every point in life, I think there's these parts of your life where you just kind of question, like, is this the path that I'm supposed to be going down? And you just have to have faith that your path is your path and your journey is your own, and that no one else is going to have the same journey as you, and that everything that happens is supposed to be what it is. And so just try to work hard and persevere. And that's what this song's all about. And it's called 24. So
Elizabeth, for what it's worth, and I would bet you that our audience would agree with me on this one too, I still feel 24. I don't feel a day over 24.
Me too.
So I'm just going to pretend. And, you know, if I can carry a circle light with me the rest of my life, I might continue to look a little bit like 24. I'm actually afraid to get back out into the real world when I don't have a circle light in front of me. But anyway.
The circle light was my best investment on Amazon, like ever. It's been a game changer during quarantine. I've told all my friends during like our Zoom happy hours, like, you need to get a ring light. It is a game changer.
The circle light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, you know, again, this isn't a professional studio. We just pull this together, and people say, you know, you can see the circle light in the window behind you. And listen, you know what? Talk to me. When I'm on NBC, you won't see it. Okay. But for now, this is my office. So, you know, the great thing about today and this poll is it's telling us that 29% of our attendees today, their favorite type of music is country, which is great because that's appropriate. And that's the highest we've got. We've got some classic rock in there and some pop. So Elizabeth, why don't you share with us one of your songs and entertain us for Entertain Us Friday?
Great. I will be playing 24 since we just talked about it. Hopefully you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Thank you guys all for tuning in. 2 years out of college, worked and gained some knowledge, full of questions, second guessing myself, searching for a reason, follow what I'm dreaming, holding on to clouds of silver and gold. It's unknown, uncontrolled, pure and strong, but still so young at 24. Whoa, I'm hearing there's a road to guide me, follow what's inside me at 24. Whoa, I'm feeling rhythms of my heartbeat, find out who I'm supposed to be at 20. Whoa, at 24. Whoa, 2 years on and now I figured out this life I'm living, how I found my voice could be loud. Some things stay the same and some things change, but I've come a long way from where I started alone. It's unknown, uncontrolled, pure and strong, but still so young at 24. Whoa, I'm hearing there's a road to guide me, follow what's inside me at 24. Whoa, I'm feeling rhythms of my heart, find out who I'm supposed to be at 24. At 24. Whoa, it's unknown, uncontrolled, pure and strong, but still so young. At 24. Whoa, I'm hearing there's a road to guide me, follow what's inside me at 24. Whoa, I'm feeling rhythms of my heartbeat, find out who I'm supposed to be at 24. At 24. Whoa, at 24.
love this. And I love, we have the chat going, and then people always find it, that they text me at the same time during the show, but I'm thrilled that everybody loves listening to you and hearing you. And that was really fantastic. I'd love for you to talk about the work of the music business. I mean, this isn't something where you can just show up and jump on stage and say like, hey, yeah, I'm opening for Blake Shelton. No big deal. There's a lot of work that's gone into this. And with this quarantine now, you've even found ways to adjust how you're connecting with people via social media. You're, experimenting and testing out new ways of being your authentic self. And I would love for you to share with people about that. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah. So, I'm an independent artist. So all of the festivals, social media, music I write, music videos, everything I basically do from my couch and, one of the things I've found is I've really had to have patience, perseverance, and persistence with everything, and ask a lot of questions and not be afraid to ask people for help or ask people for their advice or, I have a lot of great mentors in the music industry over the years that have helped kind of guide me in the right direction on what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a firm believer of making to-do lists and try to check off something every single day. For instance, last year I played Lake Shake Music Festival, which is one of the biggest music festivals in Chicago, opening for Luke Bryan. And it took me 5 years of every year emailing and cold calling and figuring out how to get in touch with the guy who's in charge of booking. And,
can I hold you? I want to stop you with that one right there, Elizabeth. Yeah. So one of the things that people find really helpful is, could you tell us more about that? Like, when you say 5 years of calling and emailing, and give us some real specifics on that, of how hard it was and how maybe sometimes scary it was, or nervous you would be, or, like you're just putting yourself out there, and whether they're not responding or they are responding and maybe rejecting, like what, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So actually one of the first festivals I booked a few years ago, I had literally Googled the festival, and then I cold called and said, hey, I'm Elizabeth Lyons. I'm a country artist. I'd love to play your festival. And they actually hung up on me. This is a different festival. I'm not going to name the name. And
no,
they
just hung up.
They just hung up, and I called them right back, and I was like, I think we lost the connection. I'd like to, introduce myself. So, I've always kind of been a go-getter. I think wait,
Elizabeth, what did they say then? That's so awesome. We had Marla Schultz on yesterday talking about mean people and how you just sort of make a joke out of it and you move forward, and it just deflates them, right? And neutralizes them. It sounds like you did the same thing. That was a mean person. And you called back. What did they say when you called back?
They were like, oh yeah, I think we lost connection. I'm so sorry. And, I had immediately was like, oh, here's, some of the other festivals and things that I had accomplished at that point, but I was very new to the business. And I think it was an example. I ended up booking that festival that year.
So great.
And it was, I think that it's a perfect example for me. And every time I always think back to, you're going to be told no so many times, or you're going to go through these, trials and tribulations and it makes those moments when you're on the stage looking out at thousands of people, so worth it. And I think ever since then, I've thought about that anytime that I've been told no, is to just keep going and keep pushing through. And I think that, this has been hard. Everyone's been affected by this quarantine, but I think for me, some of the festivals I had booked this season, I've been working many years to try to book. And so I think that's a bummer, but the positive is that hopefully I'll be booked next year when we're all back to reality. But also I've been able to kind of connect with fans in a different way on my social media sites. I've been posting cooking videos, and I am not a cook. And people have loved it. Randomly, I'll have posted a selfie in my sweats and was like, oh, I've been in these all day. And just kind of connecting with people and showing my personality in a way that I wouldn't typically, because I'm posting pictures about my shows and live kind of professional photos. And now it's just like me and my camera in my apartment.
Right.
But it's been interesting.
And
to
you
see
said that your
people-
social media has gone up.
Yeah, my
right?
impressions have gone up, which is crazy. Because I don't know if it's a matter of people are on social media more, being at home, or if they just are liking this personal content. So
I think people like to know that people are all in the same place right now, right? It doesn't matter. This was like the greatest equalizer of all time. You could be a CEO, you could be a star musician, you could be a student, and you're home right now on a video. And we're all doing the same thing. And I think people are really enjoying that. And, that's why Jimmy Fallon going live is working so well, and some of these others.
Good. I love his stuff. It's like a different side that you're seeing, I think, of people, which is great. And I also think it's been great. I've had a lot of, foundations and benefits reach out to me, Veterans Matter, from Cardboard to Headboard, and Goodwill. I cleaned out my closet and donated like 3 bags of stuff that I was able to give to Goodwill. They're still open and taking donations. New Orleans Center of Creative Arts, I sent them a video to help inspire the students and telling them what they could do. And during this quarantine, it's a great time, an opportunity to write music and be creative and work on your craft or pick up a new instrument and all that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to give back in any way that I can. And if you guys know of any benefits or foundations that I can use my platform to share, and make a difference, I'm so happy to do that during this time too, which has been great.
That's awesome. I know that I can't wait till there's festivals back and I can come and see you. And a little fun fact is that you spend a lot of time on the Vineyard. And so for those of you who are not in the Boston area, that is an island off of Cape Cod that I also go to. And so hopefully we'll be able to catch up there. Does anybody have any questions? This, again, it goes so fast. I say it every day. We're at 12:37 already. And I'd love to try and wrap up with some questions, and then we'll let Elizabeth take us out like we do every Friday. But what do you think the post-pandemic environment will look like in the music industry?
Wow. Well, I've talked to some industry people about this. I think that, mom and pop shop festivals are going to be really struggling. And so I pray for them and, family run, locally run festivals. I hope that they don't go out of business and that they're able to rebook and reschedule because they're so great and so supportive of independent artists. I think that the way people like the kind of music that people are releasing and it will maybe change. I think that TikTok is being proven as a platform that is influencing what we are listening to on the radio and top 40, which is really exciting for independent artists. And I think that thinking outside the box in terms of a means of income for these artists, whether it be like fan club, I was thinking about maybe starting, or, just like, really relying on merchandise, or what ways can we thinking of outside the box in terms of how we can have another means of making money as an artist in the music industry.
Sure. Couple quick other things. My friend Claudia is saying that she's actually watching from the Vineyard right now. Claudia, I say we do a country party with Elizabeth at your place this summer. What do you think?
I am so down.
Joseph asks, what is your dream gig, Elizabeth?
Oh my goodness, the Grammys and Grand Ole Opry. I got to attend the Grammys in New York a few years ago, which was so special. And it's just the top, of music. And obviously the Grand Ole Opry, I've been able to have the privilege of being backstage at. And there's just such a magic that is there, especially for country music. And my great-grandfather used to listen to the Grand Ole Opry, the show every night on the radio. And so that would just be really cool to be able to make that dream come true. So.
Well, I certainly hope you get there. One last thing. Somebody's asking, how do they contact you for an event?
Yes. My email is elizabethlyonsmusic.com. You can also go to my website, www.elizabethlyonsmusic.com. And there's a contact form, and I try to respond within 24 hours, or on any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that, you can message me and I'll respond. So yeah, I'd love to make that happen. We're in Edgartown too. So,
so I'm going to just wrap up, and then Elizabeth, if you would just sing a song to take us out, and we'll close out the webinar as soon as you wrap up. But I want to thank you for coming on today. This has been really great. It's just such an uplifting way to end out the week and to go into the weekend. For those of you who are loyal followers or know somebody else who might be interested, next week, we are still firming up a few of our guests. Sometimes people have to shift around or move around some things that, even though we're home, people are busy, but please sign up for the week. There's always a button that says sign up for the week. And we've got a great week, I know, booked so far for next week. So Malgosia Green is the CEO of Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish is the second largest dating website. And they are, when I say, I guess killing it is not the way to put it right now, but their engagement is through the roof. And part of it is because they launched a video app, and now you can date via video. And Malgosia is going to tell us all about how that has changed the dating scene and how it's working. So for those of you who have not done online dating, little known fact, Bob and I met on a dating app. I'm saying it right here on the Lunch with Lisa, and obviously it worked. So yeah, so I say, go with it. Even if you're stuck home right now, get on video. If you're single, only if you're single. And then also, I saw a lot of people talking about lists and making lists on the side here. And next week is Paula Rizzo. Also, Paula is the expert on listful thinking and listful living. She's been featured on all of the news and major shows. She's got 2 books called Listful Living and Listful Thinking, all about your productivity and how utilizing lists the right way will change your life. And so Paula's on next week too. So please sign up for the week, because I guarantee you it's going to be awesome again. And for any of the ones that you've already missed, go to YouTube, check them out. And Elizabeth, take us out from here. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And this has been awesome. And thank you to everyone who's been watching and commenting and asking questions. If you have any more questions, just shoot them my way. I'd love to hear from you. And my favorite thing about music is connecting with you guys. So this next song is called Epiphany, and it's all about a moment of understanding. And I'm sure we've all had a lot of epiphanies. I know I have during this quarantine. So I hope you enjoy.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
All these dreams I came with, all these voices in my head, tell me that I should change, but I don't know any other way. When it feels like I'm climbing a mountain that just keeps on rising, when it feels like I'll never measure up at all. This is an epiphany. I'm gonna believe in me. Let go and fly, see where I land. This is an epiphany. I'm gonna believe in me. Take a stand. This is who I am. This is an epiphany. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Scars from my mistakes I'll use. This ain't been proof I paid my dues. I won't always get the win, but I always get back up and try again. A fingerprint left from my hands. No one else can be who I am. Don't count me out if I don't fit in. This is an epiphany. I'm gonna believe in me. Let go and fly, see where I land. This is an epiphany. I'm gonna believe in me. Take a stand. This is who I am. This is an epiphany. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like I'm climbing a mountain that just keeps on rising. Feels like I'll never measure up at all.
Thank you guys so much. My name is Elizabeth Lyons. I'd love to hear from you. www.elizabethlyonsmusic.com. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and healthy and stay home. Thank you, Lisa.